This is part one of my senior project. Project proposal is a daycare facility in Paterson, New Jersey. It's considered a dangerous city. It is important to protect the next generation of children and give them a great start. Project scope. The facility will provide childcare for infants and toddlers from 6 weeks to 5 years old. It will have a fun, engaging atmosphere and provide a safe educational environment. Offices and a break room for staff, classrooms for different age groups, and an activity area for all ages. Design intent: ADA compliant, ergonomic, colorful for play, calming rest for colors, acoustic solutions, low VOC materials, good ventilation, and sustainable. Problem statement: form 17,500 square foot office, existing bathroom, stairwells, elevator, exterior and interior walls. Function: for children, promote joy, safety, and inspiration. For employees, exciting workspaces to encourage supporting and loving children. Economy: 19th century construction, up for repair for easy maintenance, exciting space on a budget. For time, completed 4 months from construction start. Goals: engaging atmosphere, a fun color palette, and innovative decorative elements. Sustainable: adaptive reuse of the building, efficient lights and mechanical systems, and safe sourcing of materials. Objectives: inclusive, ADA compliant, considering child proxemics and ergonomics and common childhood handicaps. Safe: isolated areas for staff breaks, safe materials and protective equipment, as well as an inclusive learning environment. The Montessori toddler has a lot of practical information that lists how to best set up the rooms, types of furniture and activities to include, and considers the view from the child's perspective. The construction and design manual childcare facility has been very helpful for great case study examples and speaks to the design strategies used in their formation. Children's Spaces has helped change my mindset from thinking about what I would have wanted as a child to consider a child's input into what they would want. The book Pedagogy in Space showed how a space can be more than just a place in which children learn, but a conduit for encouraging imagination in their learning. Color Plus Design reaches into the psychology behind color and how I can best use it based on what I want to encourage in each room. Environmental Psychology for Design has caused wayfinding within the space to be a main consideration as I move forward to make the flow as clear as possible. I think Human Factors in the Built Environment might become my most heavily utilized book, as it will show me how children grow and how that should influence my design. For the interviews, I asked each interviewee 12 questions. Nicole is an interior designer while Tom is an architect, so they each had their unique perspective. My main takeaway from my interview with Nicole was the importance of natural light in the space and making the layout inclusive for all kids. My main takeaway from my interview with Tom was the sustainability of using an existing building and how there can be pitfalls like the existing finishes containing lead or asbestos that would have to be removed. From the survey, I learned that daycare from both the employees and parental side are very woman run. I also learned that most of the parents are in the 25 to 34 age range, which means they will likely be more tech savvy and desire more current teaching and behavioral methods. 2/3 of those who I surveyed were parents. For facilities they would want in their daycare, the other option was the most helpful in helping me recognize areas I might have overlooked. Outdoor play was the most important across the board. When asked what was most important in question 6, outdoor space came out far ahead. For amenities available, most wanted before and after care available, as well as an app to receive information and photos. For all those I surveyed, most were only satisfied with their daycare, which indicates that they wish it were better. As case studies in the urban context, the layout of the UN kindergarten is structured. The areas for play encourage exploration and are minimalistic in their approach. Their outdoor space is located on the roof but still integrates solar panels. They seem the most invested in sustainability as they have rainwater collection and gardens included throughout the space. The Kensington International Kindergarten takes its structure from nature, and they use the daylighting methods with terraces. I liked how they mimicked the road throughout the play space and used different levels throughout to indicate separation of play and learning. The Zucker Hut kindergarten is the most fun while educational. They integrated a lot of interesting elements that I think would encourage kids to be motivated to move around the space naturally. All the schools put an emphasis on outdoor play and letting in a lot of natural light. Or case studies for adaptive reuse. The Welton Bumler Child Care Center is minimalistic and modern in its hard corners and blocked out furniture, but uses vibrant colors and fun hideaways throughout its play space to encourage creativity. For the We Grow facility is inspired by nature. It was very creative of them to use low wall separation between classrooms and spaces so that the sunlight can make its way into the building as far as possible. The Chatsworth Nubo Center is minimalistic in its colors, which I think is appealing to adults but less so to kids. I like how they keep everyone together through the use of clear walls even when they need activities to be separated. I have found through my site surveys that there are many successful and unsuccessful ways to do things within the daycare, and sometimes they're in the same category and just different from each other. After touring the facilities, there was only one, the Goddard School, that I would personally be happy to send my kids. I learned that we need to provide parents with an environment where kids are safe, well cared for, happy, and excited to go. Ultimately, the biggest thing I will take with me is how the spaces made me feel when I moved through them and how they might feel to children. I'll also take with me the way that children interacted with the spaces and how this seemed to impact the teachers as well. These are the applicable codes for Patterson and how they applied to my project, as well as the ADA requirements and ergonomics that apply to children and general facilities. Client profile. Devoted Child Care Incorporated is a nonprofit company with a mission to establish quality child care facilities in at-risk neighborhoods to provide them with their best chance to succeed. User profile. The users will be children 6 weeks to 5 years old or pre-kindergarten age. They will be separated into 4 classes. The children will be from local households or local employees. The other users will be teachers, employees, a security guard, caseworker, and nurse. 2/3 of the primary caregivers to infants and toddlers in New Jersey are working full-time and are in need of child care. Only 26% of government-subsidized child care facilities in New Jersey have full-day coverage. My concept statement: colony, a group of individuals with common interests living in close association. Like beehives, daycares are structures swarming with activity. It looks like chaos, but it is highly organized and regulated, where everyone in the colony has a job. They all work together to make sure they are completed well. Design statement: design a child care facility that functions well for the employees and children and flows well within the existing building. The play area will be inspired by our colony concept with earth and jewel tones integrated, as well as play equipment inspired by a more literal interpretation. Each floor will have a color to assist with wayfinding. The classrooms will use minimal furniture and encourage play and exploration. This is my preliminary FF&E using the jewel tones and colors throughout. This is the adjacency diagrams to indicate what is most important to be next to each other and what other requirements, such as daylight and plumbing, would be needed in the different spaces. Here's the spatial and circulation diagrams to show the flow of each floor. Here are block diagrams, color-coded to show what facilities will be on each floor. And here are the preliminary layouts for each floor. It's the basement, first floor, second floor with walls and doors, and the third floor and the roof, which will be very open. Finally, it's the storefront, which will remain mostly the same since it's historic, but we'll have some stone integrated into the bottom of the storefront where we can make changes. Thank you very much.